Today is Tuesday and we're going on our way to Teotitlán del Valle and San Miguel del Valle. These are two of the 6 communities where we have programs. Today is a very important day for us because it's when all of the backstage operations of En Vía happen. It's where we have the meetings in which we collect loans, we give loans, we talk to the women, hear their experiences of how they're doing. This is when we plan the new programs like the business classes, other workshops. It is very important because it's when we have this human connection with the women of En Vía. That's why there are volunteers and staff in the van, and these meetings are very enjoyable and are a great experience. We are currently working with 380 women on 6 communities, and today we're going to visit 2 of them, and tomorrow, that is Wednesday, we visit another 4. At the back we have San Miguel del Valle, one of the communities where we are working, and it's at the bottom of the Sierra Juárez, which is very beautiful. In my personal opinion, it's one of the most beautiful towns in terms of nature and the way it is settled. I really enjoy coming here because the women wear traditional dresses, very colorful, with very colorful aprons with embroidery. So it's very nice. I invite you to come to San Miguel del Valle, Oaxaca. Today is Wednesday and we are in San Sebastián Abasolo. It's a little town to the east of Oaxaca, close to Tlacochahuaya, also in the valley of Tlacolula. This is the place where we collect the loans, where we have the meeting with the women. In Abasolo we are working with almost 40 women, 39 women, 13 groups, and what they do here is they produce garlic, onions, corn, and they sell it at the Bastos market, or at the Tlacolula market on Sundays, which is an indigenous market. So all of the women here many of them are farmers. We have a few of them that have cows and they sell milk, make cheese. There are also a office supply store, like a little papeleria, and food vendors in the central market of this town. So we've been here working for like 3 or 4 years in Abasolo, and it's a great town. It's very different from Teotitlán or from San Miguel. It's in the valley, and there's it's really good for growing crops here because there's like the down part of the valley and there's a lot of water, so it's very different to Teotitlán and San Miguel in that way. Not artisans at all, more farmers. As a result of having their own successful business, some women have been able to move from the startup part of a micro business to a more solid business. For example, I was just talking to a woman in Guelace that is one of our is the last community where we have started a program, and she said she received her loan and she bought 2 little pigs, and now she has they're ready to be sold, and now with her new loan that she received last week, she bought 4 pigs, all of them female pigs, so that she can reproduce them, and she's starting this side business as a saving business. She usually also she's a food vendor at her town in Guelace, and this side business helps her to save. So I think all of these ideas of teaching them to separate the money from their expenses, from their personal expenses, of that of their businesses, has been working, and it's starting to have very little impacts, but I think they're very important for the family, for the economy of the family, and for the well-being of the towns where we work. Apart from our financial education program and our responsible tourism program, we receive many volunteers from all over the world, also from Mexico City, from Oaxaca, and thanks to these great volunteers, we have been able to implement new programs like warm composting program that has been taken for like 20-25 women of our group, and now we have a project to implement this program to another 70 women, another idea is to teach them how to have a little backyard farm in their house, no, for their own consumption or for selling to other people. We also have English classes in La Cochaguaya and in Teotitlan. These classes are for artisans and their children. The idea of this English class is that children, when they grow up, they can sell their products to tourists or get jobs. No, you never know when the English is going to be a differentiation in getting a job in the future. No, especially that everybody in the world speaks English now. Like most people in the world speak English, but in these communities is something that has been left aside. So that's another of our programs. We're building patsari stoves. These are stoves that help reduce the smoke inside the kitchen and reduce the consumption of wood. Here in Abasolo we have built around 11 stoves out of the 35 we have built in total with En Vía, and all of the women here use them to make tortillas. They also use them to make things like a guia soup or like beans, frijoles, and these stoves have really I just was listening to one of the women say that she is not using the stove because she's pregnant, so it can be dangerous for her pregnancy. But she's leasing the stove to some other women that heard about that she has this kind of stove, and she really enjoys using it. So this other woman is also for a program, and she is applying for a stove on the next round of stoves that we build. We have a health program which we just started last May. Through what we did was a survey to know what women were interested about learning about health issues, no? And we found out that they're very interested about learning about nutrition, hypertension, and diabetes. So we have come out with a very simple program that includes an informal session, an info session about what is diabetes, what causes diabetes, how can you prevent it, and how can you control it if one of the members of your family already has it. It turns out that many of the women have different misconceptions about the causes of diabetes. Like you can get diabetes from a stress in your life, like a car accident, or like a point where you are very angry with your husband or with your child. But it turns out that probably the blood sugar levels change during those stressful times, but it's when they find out about the diabetes, not what caused them, no? So we have told them that there are other causes, and after this info session we give them a small flyer about how can they prevent it, what foods are good to prevent diabetes, what foods are bad, what exercise they can do. And it turns out that they became very interested about the exercising, but they didn't want to take any, like, didn't want to, when we mentioned you can go jogging or you can do other types of cardiovascular activities, they were like, no, I don't have time. They were not very convinced that it was a good idea. But one of them suggested that you should start a program doing Zumba classes, no? Zumba classes are very popular in villages around because the little local governments sponsor them sometimes, and when the government changes, those programs stop. So they really like the idea of having a Zumba class program. So we hire a Zumba class teacher that comes to these towns once a week, and this woman teaches Zumba classes, no? And this way they can participate in some cardiovascular activities that will help them reduce weights. Also, we taught them what foods are bad and what foods are good to prevent obesity or diabetes. And because I think if they make only one little change, like if they change one of the things they're eating for another thing, like if they stop consuming soda or they stop consuming a lot of sugar, instead they consume water, that only change can help a lot, no? So that's the whole program, no? The info session, then the Zumba classes, and then a little small cooking class to teach them other things that are not so traditional but that are more healthy. All of these programs combined have been created to support our microfinance program, because Our microfinance program, it's very important to help them improve their well of their families and to improve their economy, but microfinance alone is not enough to help reduce poverty. We think other programs like educational programs, health programs can really be a great complement for microfinance to help them get out of poverty or become or improve their well-being of their families.